Hello, Scorpio. Thank you very much for tuning into your general read. For the main part of the read, I'm using Witch's Tarot by Ellen Dugan. For the supportive oracle cards, I'm using Wisdom of the House of Night. And on the back here it says who it's by. I don't know if you can see it, if it's focusing correctly. But if you go online and search out Wisdom of the House of Night, you should easily be able to find them, especially if you'd like to purchase the deck. Okay, already shuffled. These all go together. So we gotta keep going. Alright. We're gonna have a curious one this time. So the tarot cards are mostly on your side. Mostly. And there's a couple dipping down into the center. We got a card. Alright, so this is like the wild card. What does that mean? Unforeseen things going on in the environment. So I don't feel like it's time to pull that out just yet. But basically what you have going on your side you have the Seven of Wands, which is fighting to stay afloat. I feel like you're defending yourself, you're defending the situation. You also have the Ten of Swords here, which is usually defeat. So this is very contradictory. It's kind of like you're fighting a losing battle is kind of what I'm getting. And right here is the Wheel of Fortune. Now, is the Wheel of Fortune going to help you? Or I don't think so. I hate to say it. I don't. Because I feel like you're fighting a losing battle. And just fate is going against you. You're not. This is how you're going into this situation. It's just not working out. You're fighting a losing battle. You're trying to defend something. You're trying to keep it going. I do feel like it's fighting a losing battle. Things are not going your way. It's almost like you're late for work and then the car goes dead or something, or you get a flat tire. Somebody gets in an accident on the freeway. It's just like every way you go, you try to take a shortcut. You finally get things fixed. You try to take a shortcut, and there's construction going on. It's like no matter what you do, just fate's not working with you at this point, and just like, nope, you're gonna fail today, sorry. And I just feel like that's the energy that's there. It's really obnoxious. Now as you're going into this is the unforeseen thing. You got risk going on here, face down, which is telling me there's a lot of it's almost, I feel like there's risks going on around you. There's negative energy around you. I usually don't like to go that way. But when I'm feeling risk, like it's definitely like a Fool feel here. Like if you look at the picture, it does look like the Fool card. I'll give you that. I don't have that out here. But I'm not feeling good about this. I'm feeling a dark feeling here. Kind of like you're blinded to where you're going and it's not a good idea. It's just not feeling good here. But this is face down in the environment. And I feel like other people are making decisions that are just getting in your way. Because even if you have like the cars breaking down, you get a flat tire, you try to take a different way to work, and there's construction, even beyond that, I just feel like there's more negative energy here. Like things are just like that's just the tip of the iceberg. It's almost like that's the way of the universe warning you. This is not going to go well. Heads up, you're going to want to prepare yourself because this is just about to get worse. I feel like that's the heads up here. Now, yeah, and it ends. It looks like it ends better, just so you know. But we're going through a very, very rough patch. Now you're dealing with. This does feel like 3 people to me. At least 2, but maybe 3 people, depending on your situation. You got somebody who's very got tunnel vision. I want to say very focused on what they want. Very emotionally focused, and they're seeing where they're going, and there's somebody who's very driven to their goal. And I don't feel like they want you to know this, because if you know what their goal is, you would have the ability to stop it. And it's not even if you would or if you wouldn't. If they don't give you the knowledge to know it's happening, you can't stop it, and that's why they're not telling you. They're not going to take the risk, and this is the face down risk thing. They're not going to take the risk to let you know what's going on. They're going to work around you. They got this tunnel vision. They're going towards their goal. They see where they're going, and they're going to make it happen. This is what they want, and they're not telling you what's happening. They're not telling you why certain things are happening here. And to you, I feel like things are just seeming. It's like a bad day that just keeps getting worse. Things are not going right. Things are not going as usual. You're seeing things being implemented around you. Somebody seems to be just kind of eluding your, like this person, this isn't a bad card, don't get me wrong, but the High Priestess of Water is somebody is very emotionally driven, and I feel like they're just like watching you, and they're every move you make, they're walking around you, or they're making a counter move, and you don't even realize they're playing a game. That's what I'm seeing happening here. And they're working around you. This is what they want. They're not willing to take the risk on you telling them no. They're not, so they're just not letting you know what they're doing. They're just working around you, and every move you make, they're making a counter move to adjust it to where they want to go. As this keeps happening, I'm seeing the shadow side on your side. This is not working out right. This does not make sense to you. Every move you make just seems to be countered, and you're not understanding, like, why does this keep happening? How come every move I make, there's a problem? I don't understand why it's happening, because somebody's not telling you what they're doing. That's why. So this goes on for a little while. And it doesn't have to be contained in one day. It could go on for a week or so, but for some of you, literally, it'll be one day, I have a feeling. But whether it be one day or a week or around that time, what I'm getting here is the Hermit card finally pops up on your side after a while. And you just hit so many roadblocks. After a while, I just feel like you step back and you just kind of throw up your hands for a second. And you're like, hold on. This isn't right. This is not normal. And I see you kind of like stepping away. Like some of you might be like just like calling it a night and going home, or going to lunch on your own, and just kind of like some of you might be literally taking a lunch break and hiding away from everybody else, or whatever you're doing. You're separating yourself from everybody else, collecting your thoughts, and just enjoying a moment by yourself. Enjoying, subjective, and just kind of like thinking it over. Like, wait a minute, I did this and then that happened. So I did that, and then that happened. And I feel like you're figuring it out. Like, wait a minute, where is this going awry? Who's doing this? Because I feel like you're piecing it together. Like, no. This isn't right. This isn't normal. Who would have the ability? What type of situation could keep doing this, and why? So you're stepping back, and you're figuring it out. While it's in commotion, while there's a lot of commotion around you, and it's a bit crazy, it makes it easier for this other person to navigate around you, because you don't have time to really see what they're doing, and they can cover their tracks messily, but they can cover their tracks enough so you don't really see what they're doing. But when you step back and take a moment to breathe, you're going to figure it out. Yeah, you are. This is face down, the Two of Wands. Nope, that's the Three of Wands, excuse me. So how is this different? I feel you looking forward like, all right, I know where my destination is. I know what I want, and I know everything going awry, and this, you're taking a different action. No, I feel more two here. I know it's the Three of Wands, but I'm feeling that too, like you're making a decision, and you're calling somebody out is what I feel like is happening. I do feel like you're calling somebody out. And it's the Three of Wands, though, so you're moving forward. There is, like, this can be a travel card, granted, things moving forward, but you're getting things online, and things are finally going forward the way they should. You're putting things back on track. Back on track, back in line. Back in line. You're putting things back on track, back in line. And things are starting to move forward the way they should have anyway. Because there is motion forward now. But you're looking back to figure out why. And you're figuring out why. I do think you're going to call this out, though. I really do. The thing is, you have the King of Cups on your side, which for Scorpio is a water sign. This is a powerful moment for you. I don't see you filleting anybody. You could rip somebody right apart if you really wanted to. I'm getting more of a diplomacy here. I feel like you're stepping forward and you're just kind of like, I did this, that, and the other thing, and I'm noticing you countered this, or you did this and you did that. Why did you do these things? I feel like you're just kind of like, why are you doing this? And I feel like this person, whoever it is just dropping the whole thing. Whatever their goal was, they're just dropping it. Even though they had very strong determination, you figured out that something isn't right. And I feel like instead of explaining why they did what they did and where they're trying to go with things, they're just literally abandoning it. And they're just kind of playing it off like, oh, I didn't realize that was happening. I'm so sorry. I feel that's coming out here. They're literally just abandoning it. Abandoning it, if I could spit it out. Just abandoning it. I do feel to a degree you're calling it out, but you seem to be very diplomatic. And I feel like because you're calling it out in a very diplomatic way, they're just backing off. And they're just abandoning what they were originally going for. Which, after all this ruckus, they're like, why are they abandoning now? Because they feel like you're really going to give it to them if you figure out what's been going on. Because there's been too much deceit up to this point. I see that they're going to try to get along with you after this. There's the playful card is how this is kind of going out. They seem to be very nervous working with you after this because they screwed up. They got caught. And you kind of let it slide. You did technically call them out, but you were very diplomatic. And now I feel this person on pins and needles to get along with you. They're trying to appease you the best they can to try to smooth this over. And I feel like they're nervous for what they did because they realized the way they handled it just was a bad way to do it. And the fact that you didn't just completely fillet them makes them more nervous, and they're really trying to impress you, and they're really trying to stay on your good side after this. So in the upswing, after you went through all this stuff, you have an ally here who's very, I feel like they're almost flat out afraid to go against you because they feel like they're on thin ice to begin with, so they're just doing everything they can to keep you happy so that they don't have any problems. So I feel like you're going to have to keep your eye on that to see how long that lasts, and just in case some type of foolery happens again. But that's how this seems to be playing out. It just seems ridiculous. Like, the way this would have optimally played out, this person would have come forward, and tried to work with you, and if you said no, then just might as well dropped it then. This would have gone a lot easier. They wouldn't feel like they do at the end, but the way it's playing out, I actually feel it's benefiting you more because I have somebody actually bending over backwards to stay on your good side, and I do feel like that's going to pay back in dividends for you. Dividends? Well, it's going to pay back quite well for you. You're going to get quite the nice reciprocation for this because somebody feels like they owe you the fact that you didn't just, lop their head off. They feel nervous around you, so they're trying to make sure you stay happy and that you stay as happy with them as possible. I think we're done. Okay, I'm going to wrap it up there. I hope that helps. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.